Good afternoon, gentlemen. It's your favorite fantasy baseball team manager, John Vidoni. Now, due to an unfortunate circumstance, my license has expired for PowerPoint. So rather than shelling out $360 or finding a PowerPoint substitute, just rolling this video out straight up. Sorry, you guys probably don't care, but now you get to see my mug and my mustache. Hopefully, this will be shorter, sweeter, and soberer as well. Let's start out with how the draft went. Just a couple notes here. The first one is embrace the racism, which is probably a common theme for most of our drafts here. Second note I have was Joey Bats getting nominated twice. I mean, he is a great player, but there's only one of them. Zabel nominating Blackface, which was a great one. Knight getting Braun. I don't know why I wrote that down, but I think he's just really happy about getting Ryan Braun. A big important question that we had to ask ourselves was, what is more important, March Madness or a fantasy baseball auction? I mean, it was a tough decision. I think both come around once a year. Both make my dick hard, and Kevin probably succeeds just as well at March Madness that he does at fantasy baseball. So there's that. Let's see. I got fucked over by Pujols with $50 last year. Everybody kept asking which page a player is on. I mean, that was probably the most asked question. I think Ben getting called out for how he auctions off, a little timing, a little emphasis on players like Jesus Christ, Syndergaard's only going for X amount of dollars. Anybody else going to bid on it? I wouldn't have it any other way, Ben. I think you're a great auctioneer. I personally would never want the job. And that's about it. That's all my notes because I was getting more drunk and then I didn't even make it to the rest of the draft. So that's bad on me. We're starting out with grades for all of your players, or your teams. First up is Witrock. Suggested team name is It Peas When I Burns, because it's a little play on words, and you have a guy with the last name of Burns on your team. Anywho, I think you're great. I think you got good stuff going. Rizzo, Iglesias. I think you took a shot on Gordon. I don't think it's going to work out, but your pitching's very strong. I give you a B+. I think you'll go to the playoffs. Next up is Zabel. I thought a team name could be Cashner Panties. So it's like a stripper. You put the cash in her panties. Cashner Panties. They're not all gold, gentlemen. I mean, I don't need to tell you that Donaldson and Goldschmidt are going to kill it this year. So if Puig, it depends on which Puig shows up, then you could have a great offense. Pitching, I think the waiver wire this year, and this is going to be a theme for all of our teams, but it's going to be a very dry waiver wire on pitching. So we'll have to see how that goes. So I gave you a C, average. We'll see if you make the playoffs. Who cares? Drew, suggested team names is Gwen Descalfani. So like Gwen Stefani. Okay, I'm just going to scratch that one out there. And then you have two guys with Ho in their last name. So, Ho's before Bros. Could be a good team name there. I don't need to tell you that your offense is effing stacked. I mean, Trout, Harper, Joey Bats, McCutchen. I mean, it's going to be out of control. And then as long as you're managed pitching and they stay healthy, I think you're looking for a real good season here. I gave you an A-. The only problem is I didn't bid against you enough, so I just screwed over my own team there, and I'm a little bitter, and that's why there's a minus. Stolberg, I have the team name of Don't Be Such a Posy. Pussy, posy, I don't know. I honestly had no idea what to think of your team. Very volatile. Bang or bust is what I have here written, and then a whole bunch of question marks. Because I don't know how it's going to go. I think your pitching's great, And unlike the other A minuses, B pluses, I'm giving you a BC, going back to Marquette days, and giving you one of those because your team is, I don't know what to think about it. Kevin, I got Heaney to pitch well, so I think you got a guy with the last name of Heaney, and so you just write he needs to pitch well. Could be a team name. I have here, it says it looks a lot like my team from last year, and I did terrible. So you're probably going to suck. I think Stanton and Wieters are good, but you spent nobody on pitching, and I didn't really see any great names out there. I gave you a D for Dick. And Ben, let's see. I got Geoloto this shit, like get a load of this shit. Geoloto this shit. I don't know. I think Duda and Ellsbury, I think those were great pickups. I think they're going to have a strong season this year. But, with pitching, I think if they can stay healthy and you can manage it, then you might have a shot at the playoffs. I gave you a C+. Gizzy, the suggested team name there is Suck My Reddick, Suck My Red Dick. I didn't know if that was going to be offensive, like, how's my dick red or whatever, but they should allow it. Pitching, I think, is great. I mean, you got a fantastic rotation between Tanaka, Strasburg, and Sale. Offense could use some help, but I think with your pitching, it's going to keep you afloat. I gave you a B+. Hopefully you make the playoffs. Bill, you got Schwarber. I was a little pissed about that, but it was too much. Couldn't do it. And I ended up with a Cub on my team, so I was all right with that. Speaking of Schwarber, your team name could be your Schwarber is as big as mine. Like your Schwartz is as big as mine. Your Schwarber is as big as mine. I thought, having Kershaw on your team, he's going to have an excellent season. Vanson, assuming Machado isn't going to be an absolute shithead all season, he could make your team, and you might actually do well. So I gave you a B, right on the cusp of excellence there, but not enough. And I remember in high school how much you hated getting Bs, so I just gave you one to give you shit. Bob, I have the suggested team name. I'm liking this one this year. Is I made a poop, and you don't have to have it. I made a poop. It could be I made a anything. As other suggestions here is I made a birthday cake, or I made a birdhouse, or I made a playoff run. You can change it and keep it going throughout the season. Keep it fresh. I think your offense is stacked. I think your pitching is stacked. Your keepers were great. I have Chris Bryant. Dude's gonna crush it this year. I mean that Cubs lineup is just gonna be scoring runs left and right. So I see Bryant having a huge year. I gave you an A. I think you and Drew are gonna have a pretty tough time duking it out with each other for the top spot. And then last but not least, my team. I've got two suggestions here. Eat a Dicky, and then everything will be Aoki. A-OK, Aoki, whatever. Just looking at your team, and it's fucking trash. Not sure, but did you draft Blackman just because of the blackface joke? Valid. Maybe I did. I can't remember. Pitching could be good. Bumgarner, Syndergaard, and Arrieta. That's pretty strong, but your offense is atrocious. So you're going to need a lot of help managing your team if you have any shot at the playoffs. And I gave myself a D- because I did not want to fail the draft. So that's what I got. I wish everybody a good season. And, keep on trucking. Keep on keeping on.